qualifying almost, well, pretty much over and done with. Starting the race very soon. Only really 2 drivers that can improve their time, with Stephen and, well, just Stephen actually. Will he improve his time? It's a good lap, I think. He does, he goes up to 4th, puts James down to 5th, just like less than, what, 2/200ths of a second. Very close battle between for that 3rd place, potentially in the race. As we see, Dawson did go on to the sauce, so he'll be starting on the sauce. Smith will be starting on the sauce. Marty on the super sauce. Cusker on the super sauce. Stephen, Adventure Racing, he'll be starting on the sauce. Comrade, he'll be on the super sauce. Marco's on the sauce. It's a mixture of sauce. Blackie's decided to go racing mediums and see how that works for him. But a few of these drivers may be hoping that may be a difference for them in the race. But both Smith and Dawson going for that strategy. Look like 2 drivers who might be battling it out for the race today for that 1st place. So well done to Dawson for pole. As now we shall get on with the race. Red lights, green lights, and go! We're off. So see Dawson get away clean. Smith's falling back. He's had a bad start. Trying to get the onboard camera but not able to work it in the spectator mode, so just have to try and catch the action from the exterior cameras. As we see, I presume that's, is that Mung who went off in the background? No, it's Comrade in the other Lexus. So we have Dawson comfortably out in the lead, almost a second he has over Cusker. He's being kept honest by Stephen. He's had a good start, both of them having a very good start, getting past Smith. Adventure Racing has dropped back a bit, back behind the 2 Lexuses. I'm not sure if it's Lexuses or Lexi or something like that. This doesn't sound right, but yeah, they're running in 6th and 7th. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, sir.
How are you?
We're streaming live, I hope.
Yes.
Excellent. And the race has just started?
Yeah, we're not done the first lap yet.
All right. Okay, so they haven't actually set off, or?
You were coming up to the last corner of the first lap.
Oh.
Dawson's
Right, okay.
leading at the minute.
All
Are
right.
you in the lobby, or?
Yeah, I'm in the lobby now, mate, yeah.
Cool.
I'm watching the race now. Right, let's get streaming, shall we?
Yeah. I think I'm streaming. I'll check my phone, make sure it hasn't crashed on me.
Right. Please don't say that. Oops. Oh well, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's working. It's working. We're all good. We've got a good battle for second place, but Dawson's 5 seconds ahead now. Smith's,
Already, wow.
Yeah, that's one lap. Smith is back up to second place, but he had a terrible start and went down to 5th. He's now back up to where he was at the start, which is good. Because he was a 10th off Dawson's time. He's only a 10th slower in qualifying.
Wow. Tell you what though, Dawson is pretty quick.
Yeah, it'll take a lot to beat him. Maybe
James would be able to, but
yeah, he didn't really get qualifying well, and I've seen a few laps where he spun out, but he had a bad start as well. So he went from like
really?
5th, yeah, 5th back down to 8th. He's now battling with Stephen, who was up to 3rd place, but now down in 7th.
Well, welcome to Johnny's stream, 2-hour endurance race on St. Croix A, with the driver's room, no less.
I'm glad you know how to pronounce that. The track name.
Well, Dawson is 6.5 seconds ahead of second. So this should be pretty interesting on the whole, although we've got quite a few people on a solid stream just behind. However, Smith seems to desperately want to pass Marcy in second. But right now, unfortunately, there's nothing he can do. Takes a slightly different line. Marcy keeps on going. So far, so good, I think.
Yeah, there hasn't been too many aggressive overtakes. Quite a lot of position changes in the at the start. You know, just getting the launch right, but not too many dive bombs. It is a 2-hour race, so they're holding back
absolutely.
a wee bit. They understand it's good not to push so early.
I see James is in 8th place, which is a bit shocking, to be honest.
He's been there since about halfway through the first lap, when he dropped behind.
He's actually saving his best till last.
Yeah. His tyre wear looks, compared to the cars around him, his tyre wear is great. Stephen's tyre wear is slightly better than...
Oh, we've got Stephen going off wide.
James almost as well, but they both hold it. Using all of the track limits today.
Wow.
Dawson just microscopically increasing his personal best lap time as he's 7 seconds in the lead now. ahead of the
Seven
battle.
point 1 seconds ahead and it's still going strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a problem for Mr. Dawson here. No problem.
All of the front runners looking after our tires very well.
He's driving the M6 M Power, so pretty good car in general. It's lovely to handle.
Well, they're running 1-2 at the minute, so it's a good day for them as well. It's one of those cars that's kind of the best of everything. The BMW, it's not exceptionally fast, not exceptionally quick in the corners, but it is like almost, it's just almost perfect at everything. It's not the best at any one thing, but...
Well, you see Dawson at the moment, he seems to be short shifting on every single gear all throughout the track. So obviously when he pits, he has less to fill up.
Yeah.
It can save him valuable seconds. Not that he needs it, but yeah.
I'd say there is only one other driver I see who's in the same boat, and that's Gino, running in 5th at the minute. He's got about the same fuel as Dawson has saved. The other drivers seem to be using them up, so Mung might be able to jump a few when it comes to fuel pit stops.
Oh, we have Nightmare Racer almost overtaking Blackie, but Blackie making a mistake in 10th and 11th. Seem to be some people a bit wobbly on this track. I'm not quite sure whether it's whether it's a connection speed or not. Henry Mitsos seems to be wobbling left and right.
Yeah, sometimes it look like they're about to spin off coming out of corners, but I think it's just a connection. Because we haven't had too many spins.
So far, Adventure Racing, or aka James, seems to be racing okay in 7th. However, he is in the Mustang GT, so we've got plenty of power. Its top speed isn't huge, however, it has got a long gearbox, so should be able to accommodate all these long stretches.
I think I noticed in this space he's in, he's also short shifting very early. He's another one of those drivers who's got a lot more fuel than those around him.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think just about everyone is kind of really settled in, to be honest.
Slight
I'd say that with Mung actually overtaking Marco. Oh, that's a fantastic work. And Mung. Mungino.
I feel like Mung's tires might be going off soon.
Oh, side by side. Oh, with Marco here, and this is just amazing racing. Longino's racing for MRC today, it seems. Yeah, you can forget the driver's room. Thanks, Mo. But he's got the MRC livery on. along with drivers' room sponsorships. Good man. Whoops, don't bang the wall, man. Okay, if you have a look further up front, we have Dawson, who's quite clear in 9.2 seconds ahead.
And apart from his first lap, every lap's been a 3:02, all within like 0.6 of each other.
He seems to be gaining a lot of time.
Yeah, while saving fuel on his teammate in
Oh,
seconds.
and he's saving a lot of fuel as well, so, you know, he's
Yeah.
doing just so well. And bear in mind, he is on racing soft as well, and he's very good on tyre wear, very good on fuel, very good driver. What can you say? He's very good.
Yes, he's putting together the complete race today, at least in this first stint.
Yeah.
Just has to keep his focus. I haven't seen him race in the other endurance races, so maybe after an hour he might become inconsistent, but for now he's gaining in time, saving fuel and saving tyres, so it looks like he may be running away with this one.
He could well be again. Again, I know, it's madness. Anyway, starting from the back, we have a Blackie, who's just behind Nightmare Racer, second behind. Also racing a pretty good race, but really does need to step it up a little bit more. Comrade Missiles from Greece, driving the Lexus around this track. Pretty good car in general, quite like the Lexus. Try not to go too wide on that corner and you'll be just fine. We have Terence in 8th, just coming across the bridge now. Fantastic. James is in fact right behind Mungino, and he really wants to take the position, putting pressure on Young here, it seems.
So hopefully he should have an easy time up. He has much fresher tyres, could go for a move into the braking zone here. Nope. This is an overtaking opportunity if you're feeling really brave, but very rarely. Usually at the end of the next straight. Mung is going into the pits.
Well, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting, yeah.
Smith.
So, leaves James out in 5th position. And then again, he will need to change his tyres sooner or later. I mean, he's doing okay on tyre wear, however, he will need to change.
So Marco's just 2 seconds behind James.
James Dawson is pretty well on tyres at the moment. So just under 12.5 seconds.
His last lap was 3:02 as well.
Wow. That's, yeah. In fact, all of his laps has been 2:02. 3:02, sorry.
3:02.
So, yeah, he's just ripping it, really. When considering second is 3:04, really.
But he can do a 3:03.
He can do a 3:03, but he's likely to do a 3:04, and it's a clear 2 seconds behind first. And Marty is in second. So what can you say? And in fact, you can't say a lot because they're even in the same make and model of car.
There's another quick driver, the one who did decide to pit early, Smith.
So actually, I must say that with that said, the BMW seems to be loving this track.
Yep.
Either that or we've got two great drivers in the same car up front.
Which is just luck of the draw.
Oh, right, 9th and 10th and 11th. Take a look.
I'm watching.
Oh. Wow.
Was there a collision?
I'll tell you what, you just had, oh. 9th, 10th and 11th and 8th.
Got Marco going for a move on Stephen for 4th place.
Whoa, a massive overtake by Stephen. I don't know if there was any contact there. Well, Marco seems to be pushing him wide, but no contact given. That was a great manoeuvre there by Marco, and he manages to keep in front in the Mustang. The Jag notoriously good on the straights.
So Marty was in 2nd, he's just coming to the pits. I think Smith's going to jump him. He came in a lap earlier.
The Jag goes straight in.
So Smith's gotten in the 2nd place with the undercut on Marty. That's an extra lap.
Wow, and in fact,
he goes
Smith,
a bit wide.
just tending to take the scenic route on the grass.
Won't be good for his tyres.
Fantastic.
Quite excited to come to get in the 2nd place.
Maybe Smithy can actually catch Dawson up, but quite frankly, it's going to be a struggle with 17.5 seconds between them. But then again, Dawson hasn't pitted yet, so he does need to pit, and I expect he will go to pit this lap, or the end of this lap. But at the moment, he doesn't seem to be phased. He's got just over half fuel left, and tyres are about quarter worn in general. So with that, he seems to be doing pretty well. The time gap seems to be going up, and so does his reputation. Well done. Well, something's obviously happened to Nightmare here. He's dropped down an awful lot into 11th. We must have missed that.
He's put all of his fuel in his car.
He put some fuel in his car.
Yeah, he filled it up.
Right. Yeah, he filled it right up, didn't he? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, wowee.
I do that sometimes, you know, try and get the fuel bit out of the way early and
for sure.
Running clean air, and then, you know.
For sure. I mean, it can be a good tactic. You just got to know which track, you know, suits that tactic.
Yeah.
With obviously shorter tracks, it's less easy to predict when the fuel is going to run out, since you're doing laps so quickly. I mean, have a look at Blue Moon infield.
We have our leader into the pits. On the undercut Smith had, I'd say he gained about a second on Dawson, but I mean, Dawson coming out of the pits, it's almost like, did something happen to Smith? No, it's down to 10 seconds.
Well,
okay.
Smithy does have. Okay, well he's made up about 7 seconds. That's, I mean, obviously it's 7 or 8 seconds, I think. 8 seconds.
Yeah.
Clearly just not enough for Smithy to see anybody in the distance.
So now Dawson, fresher tires, will start pulling away. He did, on the 6th lap, he didn't do a 302. And then the very next lap he decided to pit. So it feels kind of stretched out at the minute, but usually you expect it to converge a bit towards the end, come to the next pit stops.
No, it's going to always see Mung just drifting out on the sand just there, just a minute ago. Oh, that could be costly with Marco behind him. Obviously, I can see that Marco wants blood.
I think that's James's Mustang behind Mung.
James and Marco, both in Mustangs. One in front, one behind. Come on, Mungie, now.
Slowly closing on him. It's been about 4 attempts this lap. He's taken out of Mung.
On where?
James against Mung. It's about half a second now. That's James is closed up to the back of Mung.
Yeah, for sure.
It's almost in the slipstream.
Oh, well, I see Terence and Comrade Mitsos are having a bit of a battle here. All you can do is try and get the slipstream of Terence.
Chance I might have to wait till later in the lap. Some very difficult corners to overtake coming up for them. Cognito's definitely showing in his intentions that he wants past.
Well, Comrade Mitsos decides to take the scenic route. Quite sure why.
So we have
Terence does almost exactly the same thing the corner after.
James right behind Mung.
Comrade Mitsos the break he wants. Takes on the inside. Oh, running side by side now. Wow, wait. Side by side, this is crazy.
Whoa. We've got Mung battling up ahead of James as well. James is about to go for an overtake on the inside.
And we have Mung and Marco. No, Mung and James, it seems. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Really, really having a battle. James clearly all the way through. Very good.
Maybe a lap or two Smith and Marty. Marty's closing up to the back of Smith quite quick. Smith's on worn tyres. Marty's tyres a lot fresher.
Yeah.
Whoa, but what is this going on here? This is Mung on James, is it? Mung right behind James.
Oh, zero there.
I don't know if he was saving fuel behind James, but he was very close. They were like bumper to bumper going down the straight there.
Millimeters.
So, almost a quarter of the way through. Dawson has a 13-second lead. And a lot more fuel, which should work well for him. I think the next pit stop will be a fuel stop as well for most drivers. Smith's advantage now down to a second. He's lost half a second and about half lap to Marty. Mung just sitting in behind James. Maybe the two of them will work together.
Nightmare Racer seems to be having a bit of a nightmare race. Back in 11th, unfortunately, he must have spun off somewhere where I must have missed that.
Terence is in the pits. Maybe Nightmare might be able to get one more position.
Maybe.
He's definitely filling up fuel. Jaggers seems to be, that's the car that's used up the most fuel. As we have Marty right on top of Smith for second place.
Wow.
Be brave to make a move here. Just vastly superior grip, really.
And there goes Marty. Clearly superior grip. I mean, wowee. They're about equal on fuel, but clearly the tyres of Marty are so much better. It's Smithy here, third. And it shows.
Stephen's just heading off. He's not going to lose a position. Maybe he did to Gino and James maybe, but not sure.
You see, Smithy isn't actually short shifting for a lot of the gears. And this could actually give him a bit of an issue later on in the race.
I do feel like the Tend is one of the better cars in fuel.
Yeah.
Usually don't run into any issues. But the drivers ahead of them are short shifting quite a lot more. He dives into the pits.
Well, I'm so glad I just caught the right at the beginning of the race, so sorry everybody, but that was the very, very first lap that we caught. So, just in luck, I guess. Just unlucky I didn't actually see everyone pull off, but that's racing for you.
Yeah, it wasn't really interesting. Dawson just went out about 10 minutes in and did like one lap and then went into the pits again. He's down to 301s on this stint. He's just 301s is what he's doing for this stint. His last 3 laps have been in that time range.
Yeah.
Great consistency.
Yeah.
Is it possible that he's just programmed like an AI to work out how to get around the track as quickly as possible, and that's what he's doing?
It looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's like a computer, it's just so consistent.
It really does, yeah, I know. It's like a computer, yeah. I see that.
But yes, now
Well,
16
look
seconds
at,
ahead of Marty.
everyone seems to be spacing out quite nicely now. So, when we look down the field, everyone seems to be spacing nicely. Dawson, yeah.
Marco's going to need to pit very soon.
And Marty, who can only go as quick as he can, I guess, in the BMW M6 M Power, I believe. Jeff Cusker has left the building, unfortunately.
I think he disappeared from the race about lap 6 or so. And may have been watching. Yeah. Don't know quite sure what was happening, but he was running well. I feel like the Corvette might be a quick car, but in terms of like tyre wear and general race pace, it's sometimes a bit of a struggle.
I mean, if Smithy can actually catch up to Marco, which he seems to be doing.
It's Marco just dies in.
Yeah, if he didn't go in the pit. But yeah, he seems to be making up a better time, really. Probably because he's on brand new tyres. So with Marco in the pits, that should give Smithy a lot of breathing room. That's excellent.
I feel like he might have a chance to get Marty because he did take on all of his field there, and that's something that Marty's going to have to do in the next 2 laps.
And Mangino and Marco. Marco just happens to pull out right in front of Mangino, giving Mangino, believe it or not, half a second penalty.
Yeah.
Madness. Really, Mung is right, literally almost touching bumpers with Marco here.
Both drivers are on fresh tyres reasonably, so
desperate to overtake. But, just like the saying goes, he wouldn't let it lie. He wouldn't let it lie. With Mangino, he seems to be slowly getting rid of that penalty, which is good news.
Yeah, next lap he'll have that disappear.
Very good news. So, and if he can just keep in the slip of Marco here, he really shouldn't lose any time at all because of this penalty. So, just yeah. Just keep on going and shouldn't have any problems.
I think Marty should be pitting soon. Dawson can still go for quite a distance.
I'd say, Marty desperately needs to pit. He needs to fuel up.
Dawson can stay out a bit longer. He's doing 302s, but he was happy doing 302s earlier
practically running on fumes, but
yeah.
Come on, in he comes. And I'll tell you something, if he would have missed that pit stop, that would have been it for his race. Oh dear. Mind you, to be honest, I really think that this track's pits should actually be on the left and not on the right.
Yeah, that would be much safer going into the braking zones. We do see Smith has jumped Marty with that undercut. Their fuel's a wee bit off, so they're very close on track, very close in strategy. Be interesting to see how this back and forth works out. So we see James coming out of the pits with some fuel in 4th place, which is a pretty good position.
Yep.
Just behind these two, Mangino and Marco, who have been battling for a few laps now.
And we've got Mangino, Marco and James all in a long line, so this should be very interesting to see how this pans out. James taking a bit of a detour on the grass. Team Coca-Cola.
See if the teammates can work together maybe to help themselves get past Mangino.
So obviously, oh dear, little bit of a drift out from Marco there. Bit of an error. James snaps it up and says thank you very much.
But he should have a good chance of trying to overtake Mangino on those fresh tyres.
Really have enough power, clearly, to overtake that Lexus from Mangino.
I do like those Mustangs, they remind me of NASCAR cars.
Yeah.
Looks exactly what it looks like to me at the minute. But yeah.
Fantastic work.
Dawson now 31 seconds ahead. Will he come into pits this lap? He looks like he might stay out. He does, he stays out.
Looks good so far.
Still doing 302s. 302.666 that lap. But 4th place, that's something that's up for debate. 3 drivers looking to claim it. It's interesting, Mungs in the lead has the least fuel, then James is in the middle, has the medium fuel, and then Marco, who nearly has a full tank, and he's in 6th. I think James might be going for a move here. Difficult place to overtake there, but in the first corner of the lap, a bit more likely. Nope, just holds this position. Side scope the insides of the next corner. He's free up been nose to tail for about 2 or 3 laps now. Very patient driving from, and very quick as well.
Well, it seems Mangino is leading the pack of James and Marco, so, but he's clearly having a few issues in actually trying to hold the rest of them off.
I'm getting the sense that James and Marco might be biding their time, saving fuel,
Correct.
saving tyres.
James and Marco in 5th and 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it seems Marco is already refueled. So actually, that's to his advantage if he can just follow behind them rather than overtake them, since he'll be saving a lot of fuel in slipstreaming anyway.
And he knows they'll be pitting soon. He's almost in the best position out of these cars to get the 4th place.
Well, with Mangino going wide, we got Marco right beside him. No pressure. Oh, a little bit of an error by Mangino hitting the barrier, allowing Marco to pass. Bit of a shocker this one, with now James in front in 4th position, Marco in 5th, and Mangino in, unfortunately, 6th. So, with that said, I must say that I'm now commentating on the St. Croix. This is the track A version, and I'm with my co-commentator, Mr. Flapjack.
Evening. Mangino's drifting. And also, I noticed Dawson went into pits half his 3-second lead. He's filled up 3/4 of a tank. He's got 15 seconds over Smith. And
yeah,
Marty.
he's still got. I mean, he's still got you know, a good 15.2 seconds. So, you know,
and unless something drastically bad happens, he shouldn't. Yeah, run into any issues.
Yeah, he's pretty much on a race of his own from lap 5, I suppose. You know, he was got a huge amount of distance between the rest of them, but even by lap 1, you know, he'd already amassed a lot of distance between 1st and 2nd, and that's as a driver, that's all you want to do, really. Put space in between yourself and the other drivers. That's exactly what he did.
I feel like there's a battle happening up for 2nd place. Smith's about 8 tenths behind Marty. They had this battle sort of towards the end of Smith's stint the last time, and he just peeled in the pits just after he got overtaken, so something similar might happen here. Also Mangino and Stephen, after Mangino's fallen off the back of the 2 Mustangs and now giving Stephen the chance to gain a position on it. Yes, 1-2 for BMW could well be on.
Stephen is literally right behind Mangino. Clearly desperate to get past him.
Mangino just looks like he's struggling with grip. Oversteer on the exit corners nearly all the time. Tires squealing. Yeah,
as always. Mangino desperately, I think it would be a good thing if he went to the pits and changed tyres, because quite frankly he does need to
lose his position.
And I mean, all he can do really is hold up Stephen as much as possible. However,
I think Smith's going to lose it here to Marty. Oh, he's gone in the pits. Yeah. So Smith goes in the pits.
He's gone inside the pits. Number 93.
Oh, it's Marty up to 2nd.
And away with the Mazda. I think actually the Mazda and the BMW are very good cars around here, I'd say.
Yeah, there's straight line
speeds. You just need a really solid car just to take you around all the corners without, any, drama. Just keep on going at a quick pace and those cars are perfect for that.
So Magino's just come out of the pits, lost a lot of positions there, so it almost seems like an overdue pit stop for him. Now he has his teammate behind him, but that's about 35 seconds back.
Yes.
Could be a battle for 9th place between the Jag of Terenzi and Blackie.
And, Marco's a little bit further. He's got his tyres, unfortunately, worn more than James, and he's only just behind him as well. Plus, he's got more fuel, but that could actually help Marco in the long run. If we look back, I'll look at Stephen. He will need to refuel in 3 laps, perhaps. 3 or 4 laps, I guess, 3. So Stephen would need to refuel, whether he'd like to or not. And you know, just been in the pit, fresh out, no problem. See Comrade Mitsos racing super soft. Personally, I don't like racing super soft around here. I just go with the soft.
Because it's a long lap, you know.
I mean, there's almost no difference between the laps on this track because there's so much braking as well. You end up kind of, well, not making a huge amount of difference. But if you go on soft, you end up saving your tyre wear. Well, that's my experience anyway.
Yeah. Very good though. Dawson's just gone purple in the first sector.
Who?
Dawson.
Who else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've seen Marty did
I don't know. Well, clearly, I mean, Dawson has set the fastest lap already. It's 3:01.2, and that was, incidentally, that was his last lap.
Yeah. They did a 3:01.3 earlier, which is pretty much the same time in my mind.
Yeah. Well, he seems to be doing fantastic, to be honest.
Sorry, I was hungry.
Don't worry.
Stevens attacking Mangino. Wow.
Well, having a look at Cromwell Messos, and I'm not sure what's happening here.
Yeah, I think Stephen gave the place back to Mangino after that. No harm done then.
Fortunately, Nightmare Racer has had a bit of a nightmare of a race, quite frankly. Over 31 seconds behind. It's pretty tough going when he jumps in the bit that lose even more time. Not a great race for him.
But yeah, those 3 battling away for 8th place. We've got Stephen just ahead, trying to overtake Mangino again. Side by side, going down the long straight.
Yeah, oh dear, oh dear. I'll tell you something, that's Mangino, he seems to, oh my goodness me, oh, what a, oh, it almost went off. Just as I was talking. Oh, that's shocking, come on. Wow, wait, well, I'll tell you something, he did say that. And he saved it well. I could swear. I thought Mongino was going off then.
10 drifting points. Drifted today by Mongino. He's got a fast car, so he could catch up to Stephen, because I think he's got good pace as well.
Yeah, it's possible, but a moment. I mean, well, Stephen's got slightly better tyre wear, but frankly, it really shouldn't be anything in it. And we know Mangino's quite very quick if he wants to be. And we'll have a look at Terence and Blackie here. They're pretty much fighting out in 9th and 10th, with Terence being in a Jag. Great car to drive, however, very understeery in the corners. Great on the straights, good acceleration. Brake time to brilliant either.
Wow.
Seems to have an issue there. So I'm not sure what happened.
I think he went into... Terence went back into the back of Blackie. I think it was under braking, like what you're saying.
Yeah, well I was watching it, but it doesn't seem to be any contact, but suddenly just slowed down.
It's just heavy. It's heavy. No, it's light damage because it just disappeared. Yeah. Wasn't sure if it's heavy or light damage.
It's light on here. I'm pretty sure both lobbies are light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't confirm that because I've seen someone have a red front bumper that just disappeared, so...
No, it's... No. I'm pretty sure it's not heavy. Oh, I mean, have a look at Dawson. He's 23.5 seconds up from second. So it's pretty comfortable, I'd say.
The halfway point.
Yeah, a halfway stage. Seems to be 23 seconds. Followed by Marty, who's 6 seconds ahead of Smithy, who's also 19.5 seconds ahead of James, who is 5.5 seconds, careful James, ahead of Marco. Marco seems to be 15.2 seconds ahead of Stephen, which is very good. That's a very big gap. With Stephen being 4.1 seconds ahead of Mongino already, and they've virtually the same tyre wear. Yet Stephen seems to be managing his tyres a lot better.
James is in the pits, so Marco's up to 4th.
Blackie desperately needs to pit, or he's going to end up with A, no tyres, and B, no fuel. So, I'm just kind of wondering if he's actually going to make it here.
Oh wow.
Yeah, in the Aston. So,
well, it's had worse tyres before.
yeah, I mean, have a look at the tyres are awful, and then you have a look at the fuel and say, what fuel? Exactly.
But he's just lost position. Hope he comes into the pits for his own sake.
So obviously he's been in some smash-ups, as you can see by the scrapes on the paintwork.
And he does make it to the pits.
And in he comes. Overall, I'd say they're fairly spread out with an average of around, you know, 5 to 6 seconds
Yeah.
per person.
Pit stops are all over the place. Everyone having their own strategy, different ways of going about it.
Well, I'd say Smithy really needs to catch Marty, but
Marty's just come into the pits.
there's 6.4 seconds to make up. And it was pretty tough. But then again, Marty has gone into the pit. So this will give Smithy a bit of breathing room, I'm sure. Marty with 5% fuel left as well. Obviously he's going to need to fill up a lot.
Yeah.
Let's just see how we go here, because you got to remember the fuel obviously needs to correspond with the amount of tyre wear and the laps used. Otherwise, pitting don't mean anything.
So Stephen Pitton means Mung's moved up in the 6th place. He may need to pit soon though, so Stephen may get ahead of him.
Yeah, it was clearly a tyre change and nothing more for Stephen. Over with Dawson as he is, he's 31.2 seconds ahead of second.
And Smith in 2nd place. He's going to need to go into pits.
It's, I mean, Smith is either going to need a miracle or a bad disconnection from Dawson. That's where he's going at the moment. He's good to stick for second. It's quite frankly, that's the best you can do, really. He's 9 seconds, Smithy is 9 seconds ahead of Marty, so second and third. So should be not a problem. I think everyone seems to be running their own little race. No battles, it seems now, unfortunately.
The halfway stage.
To be settled into their own little personal little race.
Yeah, just time trials. Trying to get a few
Time trials, right?
a few tenths quicker each lap, you know. But the pit stops, that's when everything mixes up. I feel like Smith will be coming in right now. If he stays out, I'll be surprised. No, he comes in, and that's...
And he's in.
This promotes Marty up.
For sure. But then again, he does need a fair bit of fuel, so I expect he'll be coming out in third. Yeah, I'm sure of it. With Marco not far behind, I'm sure.
Oh, well, he's in the same pit straight as him.
So, well,
11.
he got Marcy only 5.5 seconds ahead. So,
And you've got James behind Marco as well. He's got more fuel. Both these drivers have less fuel than Smith, because Smith, he's been one battle in top 3, but Marty seems to have gotten the best of him. But I feel like you know, he'll be comfortable to beat the two Mustangs, but they could be dangerous. They could try and get a podium today off the
Yeah,
Potenza.
absolutely, Jack. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, with the two Mustangs as they are, I mean, they're still really powerful cars anyway. But with Marco and James right next to each other on the ranking board, both driving Mustangs, they're going to be pretty tough vehicles to pass, really.
Yeah. And Stephen now about 21 seconds behind. Is on better fuel, but that is a lot of time to make up.
Every day I say to myself, I wish I was as good as Dawson. And then I say to myself, I'm not though, and I never will be. And you know what? I've accepted it.
I think he should come into the pits now. Yes.
Yep, and he's in the bits. I mean, obviously there are clearly people that have better driving skills than others, or more natural. It comes to them more naturally. I mean, we all know our driving lines. Most of us.
Yeah. I always will say though, like driving against some of the races on Sundays, Thursdays, that sort of thing, you sometimes go into a race even one make races and you find that your line that you're doing, it may be quick, but it's completely different to a line someone else is doing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's completely different. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
yeah,
so
for sure.
sometimes that's the way it works, you know, different nuances, different corners, that sort of thing. So, but Dawson seems to have found a near most efficient way of doing it. Yeah.
Found his mojo. Yeah. Yeah, I think he found that a while ago.
Yeah.
And he's never let go since. You know something? Smithy's only 4.8 seconds behind Marty. And he seems to be getting closer.
BMW is a good car for Dawson to get. I feel like it would be very interesting if he ended up with something like a Lexus or a Jag or an Aston.
It is. Well, incidentally, yeah. I've actually changed my DREC jet car, the Group 3 car, to the BMW myself, actually. So, so the M6 Empire. So, a Group 3 car, GR3. I've changed that to BMW, and quite frankly, I really like the feel of it. It just feels so good.
Yeah,
there's no kind of
cheek from it.
You know, no lack of control. You're in control all the time. And that's exactly what you want with a race car, essentially.
So it gives you confidence to really attack corners with it and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. His brakes are good, speed is good, great handling, not much oversteer. Good, I like it. I think I was in the Mercedes AMG for, oh, I don't know, at least 5 seasons. So, as Dawson is cruising in the BMW, he doesn't seem to have much of a problem.
Yep. I mean, over 2 hours to be within 27 seconds of Dawson. You have to be doing lap times not too far away from him, and Marty is doing that. He's mostly doing 302s. I seen a 301 earlier. So he does
Yeah.
have speed, it's just about consistently delivering it, like Dawson is every single lap.
If he can literally, yeah, that's right, consistently do the top laps, then he's obviously going to catch up really quickly, really quickly. But obviously, the quicker you get, or rather, the more laps you do, you know, inevitably, the quicker you will be getting.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the gap is closing on Marty. Little by little, with Smith.
Yeah, and they both have quite a bit of fuel, but yeah, Smith's gonna need to, he's a bit lower on fuel. Maybe another 3 laps. Trying to reel down that lead.
I mean, I must admit, since we started, we haven't had any real dramas or massive spin-outs anywhere that I've actually noticed, which
No.
actually is a pretty good thing. However, it does make some boring commentary. But you know, but it's all good from a driver's perspective. They all seem to be doing very well, actually. Very well indeed.
I will say personally, this track for me is probably my least favourite track in the game. It's a lot of the time quite difficult to know where you're going. So the drivers have done very well to keep it out of the wall.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Over the first hour and 10 minutes now.
Really, Mungino really needs to get that the tail of that Lexus under control. He needs to cut down the times. Quite frankly, you know, almost 14 seconds behind Stephen in front is a long way to make up. So, Jack, tell me what you think of Mungino's driving so far.
He's drifting quite a lot. Had a good start to the race. Made up a few positions, got ahead of James. And to be honest, I feel like he's quick, but for a few periods when he's like at the end of his tire stints, he can have a few laps where he loses like 10 seconds in one lap just from, you know, trying to keep the tires in there too long. and he ends up drifting wide and happens for a few corners. It seems to be his issue today, and why he might not be higher up battling with the drivers like James and Marco, which he was battling with earlier, you know.
Yeah.
After the first few pit stops they were battling, so it's just falling off the pace that way.
Yeah, you're right. It's interesting, but I must admit, Smith seems to have tried to pull it out of the bag here. Clearly, there's nothing you can do to stop Marty in second.
Yes, that gap sort of stabilised at 4.3 seconds, so now Marty has the better tyres.
Marty Funkhouse.
I think this is our closest battle though, this battle for seconds. At least on track.
I think really it's a battle for second, really. It's about the closest there is.
Ninth? We've got a battle for 9th and 10th. 9th and 10th.
Unless, yeah, absolutely. I was just about to say that, you know. Beat me to it, nice. Yeah. So, Conrad Mitsos from Greece. Never seen Conrad Mitsos before.
He's in the Drivers' Room Endurance Championship. He's quite a quick driver. He drives I know he drove the Citroen for the like GR3 class car.
Right.
And he uses like an orange livery, like an old Super GT livery, you know, like an orange and white livery. There's like a bright luminous orange thing. Stands out quite a bit, but yeah.
Wow.
He's been.
Is he in what tier is he in?
He's in tier 3, but there's
tier 3, right.
a lot of new drivers joined at the minute, and
yeah, that's true. That's true. And quite frankly, I can, you know, I mean, with him driving like as he is, I can obviously see him moving up a tier.
Yeah. The level of competition in tier 3 this year in the Endurance Championship is really properly high.
Yeah, it is a loss. It's pretty high.
Some really, really quick drivers there, like
tier 3. Well, the thing is, we've all got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Some people were born to be in tier 1. Mentioning no names, Dawson. And some people were born to be in, well,
tier 3.
The lower tiers. Let's just say some people are more natural than others. I think that's true.
Yeah.
Conrad Mitsos putting a gap between Terence. All seems to be fairly good. It's all about getting the distance between yourself and the other car. And the car behind, so
Smith's now in the pits.
Smithy goes inside the pits. So that's third place. I'm pretty sure he will need a lot of fuel, and he's just under half fueled it out in super softs.
Same position as he went in.
Marty still needs to come in, of course. But the BMW team look to be doing fantastic, quite frankly. You know, first and second. Well, you can't really get any better than that, can you?
No.
Clearly, on this track, the BMW is the car to have.
I'll check the upper lobby in a sec and see how they're getting on and what the fastest car is there.
And at the moment, starting from the rear, your Nightmare Racer, who is almost 52 seconds behind 10th. 10th, just come out of the pits. He was 5 seconds, 6 seconds behind Terence. It was 4 seconds behind Conrad Missiles. It was, a big distance between himself and Mangino by 53.1 seconds. So that's a long distance there.
Yeah, I don't think those positions are going to be swapped around.
However, Mangino does need to pit because his tyres are not looking too great. Stephen behind James, who's 26.7 seconds, who is also 8.4 seconds behind Marco. So if James can actually get closer to Marco, then we could even have a very excellent battle there. But as things are, it would seem that James can only cruise at the moment.
Got Smith just come out of the pits there. 1 second ahead of Marty.
Marty just coming out behind Smithy. Obviously, they're very similar tyre power, with Smithy having less fuel, which is actually going to do him a favour. Because he's out in front, so I suggest just keep hold of that lead you have on Marty.
Blackie's closing in on Comrades for 9th place.
And with Dawson, of course, being 49.5 seconds ahead of second. So, quite frankly, to Dawson, it's really a walk in the park.
It's just coming up to lap the two battling, the Aston and the Lexus battling up ahead. Even if they did crash him out, it still wouldn't really affect him, he's that far ahead.
Yeah, I know. Quite shocking, really. And he's coming up to lap. Lucky, is it? No, Nightmare Racer.
Blackie and Comrades.
Blackie and Comrade Mythos. Right.
Yeah. These two are battling. I think Blackie has a faster car, so.
But I mean, all through the race, it seems that he's certainly been short shifting 100% of the race, as far as I can see. Although saying this, Dawson does need to pit soon. Clearly, his tyres can't last forever. He's fairly low on fuel too, so I would think soon to be pit time for Dawson.
So he does well to evade the stragglers.
Yeah.
Blackie's just got ahead of comrade meters before Dawson started lapping the two of them. James is gaining on Marco ever so slightly, and he does have a lot more fuel. Marty is right up behind Smith, 2/10 for second place.
Yeah. Just looking at that. As we both know, the BMW is exceptionally good on this track. No doubt. Yeah, certainly got 2 podium positions with the BMW, so BMW can't be doing that bad.
They think they'll be getting a 1-2.
He's going side by side with Smithy here. And takes the high-speed chicane beautifully. Marty takes second, forcing Smithy into third. Smithy, I think, really needs to start short shifting to save that fuel.
So I think Dawson comes into pits maybe the last time for taking on fuel. It's quite a long stop.
Yeah, it looks to be right. With 33 minutes left, there obviously needs to be 2 more pits at least.
One's for tyres.
From Dawson, so there needs to be 1 more from Dawson. I would think.
At least for tyres, maybe not so much fuel, but we'll see.
But I must say, but the distance between himself and second again is so big that it won't really matter, to be honest. All he can do is just try and keep ahead.
Keep hitting in identical lap times.
With Marco going into pits, Smithy getting a faster sector.
Which James up ahead of Marco. We'll have to pit for fuel, but not as much fuel. Marco actually going on the mediums.
Sorry, what did you say?
Marco went on the mediums tyre compound.
Wow.
Yeah. He
That's
wasn't the soft before, but interesting.
I think this is it's a very brave tactic.
I wonder how far he's aiming to go. He's got full fuel. He's got the harder compounded tire. He might be just trying to go to the ends on this stint.
Because he's filled right up, you see, so obviously he's not going to pit again.
Not for fuel, yeah.
So he's skipping a pit with mediums and a full tank.
Hoping those tires will last for half an hour.
Yeah, well, you'd better hope so. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit of a disaster for him. And I must admit that the Mustangs aren't really the best for tyre wear in general.
No, I thought that would have been one of their downsides. Great looking cars, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Shame we don't actually get more Mustangs in the UK in general.
Yeah, it was only recently that they started selling them from, it's like production models here. You know, from the factory,
right.
from the factory kind of thing. Before that, it was just like you had to import them from America.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they do have dealerships. Because I've been to the Middle East, and they have dealerships over in the Middle East, you see. So you can actually literally buy them from the dealer, but buy them from the car dealerships over in the Middle East. So there's no shipping involved.
Yeah.
But a country I went to, it drives on the right, same as the US. So technically, the steering column just doesn't need to be changed at all.
Handy.
Because technically they're American, and Americans drive on the right, just like the Middle Eastern country I was visiting.
Yeah.
The steering column would be on the left. Mind you, you see so many Mustang GTs over in the Middle East. Oh, wow. Yeah, Mustang GT here, Mustang GT there. You know, yeah, it's quite something really. Porsche here, Porsche there, Lamborghini here, occasionally. Ferraris more often. 458 Italias all over.
Nice car.
599 GTO I've seen. Really nice.
Really rare car. I remember the 599s when you drove those in Gran Turismo. Oh, those cars were great.
Yeah.
Just tune them up and all, make them light.
I mean, they're big, but they're actually surprisingly, you know, sluggish for Ferraris, believe it or not, because they weigh so much.
More like Grand Tours.
Power under the hood, but you know they're considerably heavier than 458.
More like a Grand Tour kind of thing. More power to move the weight.
I'm not quite sure whether it's the actual engine block or the internal parts itself, or even lack of fiberglass. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Sounds like a bit of paper. Sounds like it's screwing up a bit of paper. What's going on?
I'm getting lashed, Chris. I was getting the last of the crisps, so
Right.
it's okay now. So I'm all good.
Word of advice: have your food before commentating.
Yeah. It's a long race. But yeah. Oh, James is in the pits. We'll see where he comes out in relation to Marco. I know those two were on strategies that seem to be overlapping a bit.
He desperately relied on me. He must have been running on fumes. It's James. Almost nothing there. Okay, well, comes out with 3/4, and with Marco literally right behind him. Oh, and he dives in front of him. Oh my goodness me, how dangerous is that? Whether he saw him come out in the pit, I'm not sure.
It's a treacherous pit lane.
God, wowee, that could have been a massive accident. Massive. Massive attack.
James will have pressure and the softer compound of tyre. He should be just right on the back of them, trying to overtake him now.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, he should actually do. Marco should be okay just in front. However, you can obviously see that James clearly wants to pass, but again, they're both in Mustangs, and so they're very, identical in power and weight and so on and so forth. It's, I'm not sure. Is tuning allowed on this in this race?
I don't think so. No.
No. Okay. So therefore, the cars are identical in every way, apart from the design, of course,
And brake balance.
and the brake balance, yeah, and the tires, and the fuel, and whatever else. But okay, identical in every way. Yeah. Okay, not. Oh dear. Yeah. Okay, they're identical make of car. All right. Okay.
Very closely matched.
Yeah. Clearly, if Marco can find his way to get closer to James, then all would be good. But at the moment, being on mediums, it's not going to do him much favours for gripping the track too much.
I mean, it's maybe possible he might have too much fuel as well.
You know something? I really think he has taken on far too much fuel. Because when actually he came out of the pit, he actually filled up all the way
Yeah.
with a totally full tank. Came out, so.
So there's a battle for fourth. There was a battle for eighth place, but seems to have dissipated a bit. Marty and Smith will definitely need to pit. Smith has a bit more fuel, but the gap is good 12 seconds. These two, they've been chasing each other all race. We're waiting for their strategies to converge at the end to see which one of them had the edge.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at Dawson just a minute ago, and it seems he's just overtaken Comrade Mitsos.
Yeah.
Fairly recently.
I think Mitos and
seems to be holding it together pretty well, I'd say, does Dawson. And he doesn't have anybody in front for a long while now. So actually, with that, the next person up would actually be Mangino, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But he's ghosting, so...
So, Mangino's ghosting.
Yeah. Comrade Mitos has closed up about 40 seconds on him in the last lap or so. So I feel like Mangino's either dealing with some technical difficulties or he may be AFK at the minute. I do know in the last race there was a driver who needed to go to the bathroom during the race.
Right.
So.
Right, yeah. Yeah. That's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, you know what, in the car seat you ought to really bring a bag or something. bring
a bottle.
Some kind of bag. Oh man.
Yes, Dawson leading.
Just pray that your toilet visit isn't too long.
Yeah, his teammate's going to overtake him in the next 2 corners.
So that's Marty says thank you very much. Dawson says thank you. And I will go on. Well, at the moment, it seems, looking at Dalton, he seems to run a pretty much faultless race all the way through. Essentially, to win a race, that's what you got to do, really. And today, he's done it. So, bravo to Mr. Dawson.
Congratulations. I know he hasn't won yet, but yeah.
He hasn't won, but
he has in... yeah.
He has in theory, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what I can see, he does need... Maybe, he does need to pit in about 5 minutes or so.
Marty needs to
he'll need to do, let's just say 2 more laps, and then he'll have to come in.
I think Marty needs to pit in about 50 seconds.
Yeah, 2 more laps for Dawson, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, Marty needs to come in desperately, saying, please let me come into the pits. And Mangino still in ghosting mode. Quite frankly, I think that's a pretty bad idea for long periods of time. Blackie is clearly catching up, and he may even lose places. I mean, he's already lost a place to Comrade Mitsos. And now he's about to lose a place to Blackie. So, why he's doing that, I'm not quite sure. Maybe he's just resigned himself, or something's actually broken, because I feel he was having a few problems with his setup. earlier on last week. In fact, last week. Whether it's the wheel or the pedals or both, I'm not really sure.
Yeah. Technical difficulties.
But well, he's back again because he's Mangino has materialised again. So obviously he's back. However, because he took so long, he's actually lost 2 places. With only 16 minutes to go, just over 16 minutes to go, it's going to be tough work getting those 2 positions back. In short, he hasn't done himself any favours.
Still possible.
Unfortunately. All he can do is try and catch up with Blackie, who's 7 seconds ahead.
James has really stretched out his advantage over Marco. Good to see James get back up to the top of the grid though. He did fall back at the start, but got back up into the position he's used to. Maybe if he was sort of closer to the front, he might have been able to keep up with Marty and Smith. But,
Right.
But yeah, it was a good battle with him and his teammate.
It seems James is obviously catching up here with Nightmare Racer, wanting to overtake him.
As Marty gets back past Smith, who's in the pits.
And for the final stint, he's on Racing Super Softs, half full with a tank, and I think that's a good call by Smith. See?
I think Dawson will be in this lap as well. His tires look very worn.
Well, with Blackie trying to catch up Comrade Mitsos, the Electors. Another bit of a bit tricky, that one. However, Mangino, since he's regained control, he's obviously put some time in and closed the gap between himself and Blackie, which is great.
Yeah, it was 7 seconds last time I checked, now it's 4 seconds. Yeah.
And between them both, there's about 6 seconds behind for the 2 places in total. So if Mangino can make up around 6 seconds in 12 minutes, that'll be great, and he'll have his position back. but he can't really let go at the moment, because clearly he needs to race like his life depended on it. Well, at least his reputation.
Sometimes more important. Blackie's also closing up to Comrade Smithers as well.
And Mitos goes a scenic route onto the grass, allowing Blackie to catch up. He's almost he does overtake Mitos. So Blackie is now in front of Mitos. This is a fantastic bit of work by Blackie here.
There's Mung looking in the background, hoping for them to battle, gain some time in them.
So really, really good here.
Going for the new factory again.
And all this squabbling between Mitos and Blackie will actually do Mungino a lot of favours. With all that squabbling,
Might be able to get his positions back.
Mungino can actually make up a bit of time. But as we said, Mitos puts a lot of pressure on Blackie here. Desperately trying to pass Blackie. Trying on the inside, but clearly it's just not quite close enough. A little bit of contact there, but no harm done, I don't think. A bit of a shame. However, Mungino has
up the
both of them
inside
in their sights, with Blackie now in 8th.
Gap was 4 seconds at the start of the lap, now it's 1.5 seconds, so Mungino's definitely in a chance of getting his positions back. Decides going to the pits. Just for a fresh set of tires. So it'll probably be about 3 laps in total Mungino has to try and chase those drivers down again and hopefully get past them.
Yeah. I mean, there's only just under 8.5 minutes left, so Mungino will have to make his move pretty soon if he's going to actually make a move. But as the way it is, he's clearly made a mistake, so he's 7.5 seconds behind now. And looking from Mungino's point of view, he can't even see the cars now. But unfortunate, I must admit.
Yeah, we thought we were going to have a 3-car battle for 7th. It wasn't to be. It's coming into the last 7 minutes. The grid's a bit like this, but Dawson's 43 seconds ahead of Marty. He's 8 seconds ahead of Smith, and then 40 seconds back you have James. Marco's 10 seconds behind James. not able to close the gap though. And then Stephen and Nitos have a gap between them of about a minute and 34 seconds. And then you have from 7th back to 9th, it's about 5 seconds. All these three drivers are able to sort of try and jostle between themselves to see what the positions turn out at the end. And then at the back is Terence and Nightmare Racer, both in their own wee races, just keep going to the end of the race. Was 14 cars, I think, that started, and we've got 11 left.
Yeah, certainly have. "11 bottles left on the wall."
Yeah.
And it seems Dawson has just set his quickest lap. 3 minutes, 0.3.
Wow. Less than a 3:01.
That really, really is a very fast lap.
On its way probably towards the
I mean, you're a little bit
state.
quicker than me usually, Flapjack, so tell me, did you do 3 minutes?
No. I didn't even know, like, I haven't, GR3 Synchro. I know we drove the GTRs here a few weeks ago, but it wasn't this field track. But no, I think, I don't know. If
I mean,
got,
you've got to remember, he is in the BMW M6, so, you know,
yeah. I reckon
realistically, you know, you should be able to do it.
if I did a 303, I'd be well more than chuffed with myself, like. If I was doing 303s, I'd be more than happy with that, like.
And I thought you were a professional.
Well, after you get 303s, there's only one thing you can do. That's go quicker, so
No, it's
that's
all
the
about
logic anyway.
knowing your limits, right?
Well,
Or if you can think you can better Dawson's time, I'd like to see.
I don't think I could. I would lose very badly.
I put it this way, I'd be very impressed.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was quicker than the time we did in qualifying, doing the 3 minute free. We spark on the end of the barrier, just coming into that corner. Just
With
perfect.
Blackie and Mitsos really close together in 7th and 8th. We almost had a collision, almost.
Mangino's 2.6 seconds behind them. He is so close to have at least this lap and one more.
Clearly, Mitsos has some kind of penalty that he needs to get rid of. And all this squabbling has given Longino a desperate chance to catch up, since he's just over 2 seconds behind. However, there's only 3.5 minutes, just under 3.5 minutes on the clock. So, point is, will he be able to overtake any of them, if not both, in time?
Yeah, it's the tires. Will Blackie be able to make it to the end, or will he have to pit?
It's a real tough one. Either he's going to have to go for one more lap and go for broke, which he is. Because there's only one more lap left. Mitsos, no problem. Mungino, no problem. minutes, everyone seems to be okay for fuel, apart from Smithy, who has made a bit of an error in his judgment for the fuel intake, I think.
As they all go off the track. Woo.
Less.
So, comrades, Mitos, and Vincino gain the position out of that.
It's gonna be tough for Smithy because he hasn't fueled. And I think he meant to, but he missed out.
And that now has Vincino up into. Is he going to go in the 7th? I'm not too sure. He might be happy to just.
As it is, Ongino is.
Oh,
he
he's
spins out. Oh no! In third position, and he had 7th right there.
Oh my god!
Right there, and he just flew it away. Oh, that was really unfortunate from Ongino there.
I mean, he wasn't 7th. He has controller issue, and then he got the places back, and then he had that moment.
The fact is, I mean, if you're chasing people over, you know, around 12 to 13 minutes, okay, you end up making a mistake, and then you try and catch them up all over again, just to make another mistake, and then lose your position with virtually no time on the clock to make up.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, Mungino will have to just sit tight and accept the position.
I'm sure Blackie and Mitos are very happy that they got away with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Mitsos and Blackie are very happy, clearly.
Yeah. Dawson will have to do another lap, but Marty should be coming free in the next few corners to take 2nd place. So that'll be 40 laps that Dawson would have done.
Dawson would have to do another lap, and he's low on fuel as well.
He's done
so
two 3
really
minutes.
Tricky.
2 3 minutes. He did a 3:008, so that's 2 times in less than 3:01. Wow. But Marty comes home 2nd place.
Well, yeah. Over Mitsos 3rd, Lucky 4th, Ongino 5th,
7th, 8th, and 9th, respectively.
Yep. Smithy comes in, Marty comes in, no problem. All done.
Terence is going to come home in 10th place.
We have James, who started in, was it 8th position?
Oh, he started 4th and then dropped back to 8th, and then he got back up to 4th.
Right, right.
So he's been up and down the grid.
So,
he's seen everyone.
so all in all, yeah, he hasn't lost and hasn't gained really, so, you know, pretty even race, I suppose.
Comes home in a good 4th place, behind Smith, Marty and Dawson.
Goes across the line, waves to the pit crew, waves to the flag.
His teammate comes home behind.
Marco just behind, also in the Mustang. And Steven in the Jag.
Before we
just about to cross the line.
And last but not least, Dawson coming home to finish his 40th lap.
Dawson just literally cruising on hot air at the moment. And quite frankly, his fuel's so low. Must be going on fuel 6. Fuel limiter 6 at the moment, I'm guessing. Certainly won't be on 1, I can tell you that much.
Very well done. Very impressive. I find it hard to commentate a 2 hour
Excellent,
race.
excellent.
302
And
dead. 302
a,
000.
a victory wiggle by Dawson. Congratulations. No, that was really some race, was it not?
Yeah. Apart from Dawson taking
fantastic.
off and but there were battles throughout the field, so there's always something to watch.
Yeah, oh, for sure, for sure. I know, I'll tell you something, that was quite an amazing bit of work for Longino to catch Blackie and Mitsos up. Unfortunately, he binned it on that corner, ended up going wide and losing on the grass. So that was a real downer for Mung, that is for sure.
I reckon if we do this again, he'll probably iron out a few of his mistakes and have a clean race, get a proper result for himself. But very quick lobby, very quick drivers, and he did well and had a bunch of fun battles, I'm sure, as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, just rounding off before we go, it was Dawson who won ahead of Marty, ahead of Smith, ahead of James and Marco in 5th. 6th was Stephen, and Comrade Meters finished 7th, with Blackie in 8th, Mangino in 9th, Terence in 10th, Nightmare Racing in 11th, and a disconnect for position 12, and Jed Cuskers registered as position 13. And of course Dawson got the fastest lap, which was a 3:58. But yes, this has been the driver's room. Thanks for joining us. I will end my stream now.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And thanks for jamming too.